Welcome to another video on my robotic arm with robotic elbow and wrist with also pneumatic hand, which is driven by this compressor right here, compression engine that I designed myself, and it rotates by means of this pivot engine, controlled by robot interface with extension and by USB connected to a computer. Pneumatics are also with some valves, 5 pieces, and then the wrist is driven by a motor. This is for the roll movement, and then there's a yaw movement, which motor is right here. Now, last time I had hoped to have solved everything around the roll movement, and then that this switch would pause the roll movement and activate the yaw movement with this winch right here. Now, that didn't work out quite so well, and it turned out that I had to reconstruct this part of the engine because one of the gears slipped over the axle that connects to the winch. So that was all done, and then it turned out that there was too much flexibility on this part. So right in the end of last episode, I inserted a piece right here, which should give some robustness, although not entirely really connected to each other. It can't move anymore. We should not be. All that to get some nice movement, that it pauses 2 seconds and then goes. Here 2 seconds and then this one goes. All nice, but does it work? So I didn't test it after I put this piece in here, and I have to keep it a certain distance to the arm because it rotates. So let's see if it indeed works the way I envision. I'm very curious about it. So right now I will start my algorithm, which is written in Python, and let's see whatever happens. And this valve should be fixed right here, but that will be later. So the vertical movement works. And then I have a very nice movement right here. Now it moves back because of this pivot here. And then I have a problem right here that slips. So that is a problem that I really need to solve. So if I hold it, even then it doesn't work quite as well. So why does it go wrong here? Why does it slip while it didn't slip before? And that's a worry that I had last time, and apparently it's still the way it is. So I have to let the yaw movement be for what it is and concentrate on stability of this one, the roll, unfortunately. So now the question is, why is this happening? And the best way to do it is not using the Python algorithm but the diagnostics. So I'm going to activate that program, and then I can touch it without the lower pivot or the base pivot running. And let's see what I find. So activate the diagnostics interface, and then I have to go to slave, which is right here, port 3. So I'll show you a little bit better. This is the slave, and then motor 3, which is this one. And this is exactly what happens. So if I hold the motor, then this is what happens, and that does work. So the very big question is, why doesn't it work when I release it? Like this. And I can't really find a reason why. Oh, I could find a reason why. Because the motor had shifted inside, like it used to do. No, not quite the same. So I'm pulling it out. So somewhere in the construction is still a flaw. But if I keep it like this, it kind of works. So I put it to rest. And then the question is, of course, how can I keep it like that? And why does it work better that way than that it works that way? And this is how it should be, and not the other way. So that's a riddle I have to solve, otherwise I can forget the whole idea. And that's not the intention, of course. Another point is, 1 or 2 episodes ago it worked flawless. And in the beginning of last episode it worked flawless as well, much better than I expected. So since I haven't really done anything to the construction, why does it go wrong now? And equally important, where does it go wrong? Why? What? How? It is not something that has to do with this construction, but considering this seemingly too long chain, it might have to do something with it. But that didn't change anything. Not like that. Questions, suspicions, but no real answers, unfortunately. Anyway, let's see. Alright, so here we have slave 1 in the diagnostics interface and the third motor. And turning left, there is definitely a slipping of the chain. Now if I look back at what the algorithm did, then it is immediately clear that digital 11, which is the switch between yaw and roll, in other words right here, pivot and yaw, roll and yaw, that the switch hasn't been detected at all. 10 is, but 10 is with the lower gearbox, but 11 hasn't been detected at all. While last episode, that was clearly very, very different. So a big question is, again, what is the reason and how to permanently solve it? And permanently solving something that is a reconstruction, and I think that another reconstruction is imminent, particularly because the motor has to be held right now. And when I now start holding it, and then I can of course see in the diagnostics that input is being touched. So let's just do that. Hold the motor and then it would be very nice if I indeed... Oh, there's another problem. The switch isn't even being touched, so I have to shift it again. Now I see it being touched, so that was also the reason that switch 11 in the algorithm was not touched. Input 3 is from 11, switch 11, and now it is being touched, but I have to hold the motor. Alright. So, one thing that is now coming clear, last episode I had to move the switch as well. Now I have to do it again. So why is that? I mean, a position should be a position. So let's run the algorithm again. Close this one and run it. Oh, that will be hard to do because the arm will then pivot around its base. So I better not, but now the diagnostic shows that it is being touched. So that's one thing. But I can't avoid another reconstruction, unfortunately. But how to do that? That's a very good question, and I don't have an answer for that yet. I think I'll have to rotate the motor with 90 degrees somehow. So for the reconstruction, which is so far like this, I have to rotate the motor for 90 degrees, but this doesn't fit in here. So I've been thinking about how to solve this, of course, and the only thing I can think of is remove this stuff and add this, or more appropriate, like this. And then this part goes once again here, bolted to it, well, at the underside. And then this might be the only way I can fix it. So, and unfortunately one of the solderings has gone off, so I have to fix that. But let me first fix this one. Oh, which I can't, because the motor has to be part of it. And with this motor now in place, I find that it isn't quite correct, because this one, now the gear is not in line with the pivot. So it lacks this distance. So I have to find a solution for that one, and that will not be very easy, since it is the same thing I had before. So that is the problem with halfway elements. Nice idea, but the execution may be less. And then this is also no solution. Sounds nice, but regarding the length of this part, this may come off way too easy. So the answer to this solution is, unfortunately, doesn't work. And then what? I may try it, of course. Let's just put the chain around it, and then I find that that is a problem, because now the motor is further away from it. It used to be here and now it is here, and that's another issue. So I have to take it all off and maybe remove one of the distance elements. So that's two problems I have to look out for. Ouch. And reconstructing the reconstruction, I found another problem. Now I have taken these distance holders away and find that I am in collision with this bolt here. And not only this is a problem, but the whole distance is becoming a problem. So although the idea is nice, I have to scratch it completely and go back to the construction I already had, which is this one. So everything nice, but sometimes things don't work out the way you envision. So this whole construction goes back the way it was. Or something like that. And then I'll have to find another solution, unfortunately. But that's the way things are at times. So, reconstruct this and maybe live with a faltering chain, although I still have no answer why that is not certainly the case. So, back to the start. Alright, it's now mostly back the way it was, and with one difference. I have placed one distance holder here because it was completely bent, and now it's a straight part again, just for stability. And the chain seems to be completely tense again, so I am going to run it again, and with this switch now in the position that it is actually completely being touched, I'm curious what will happen. So I'm starting the Python algorithm. And go. And then something should happen, and no, it is back the way it was, being not good. It's totally slips. So I can stop it and have to search further for a solution, because this obviously is not working. And still the question is, why is it not working? What part of the construction is failing? The chain can't be longer suddenly. I don't think so. And the wire behind. Now this stuff, let me lower the camera. This stuff can shift inwards, as can the motor. The frame cannot shift inwards, so would it be a solution to put a tire wrap around it, as to prevent the motor from shifting inwards? I could try that one. But let's first see if this is alright by now. If you see, then you see the motor twist. So this works, and you actually see the motor wobble. Actually, you see the motor wobble. So I have to do something about it. And apparently this whole stable construction is flexible enough to let this happen. And that is very odd. Apparently this has such strength in it that even a robust, considered although if I look at this, it's not robust at all. Oops. So these forces are stronger than this robustness. It's stronger, and you see this going back and forth. I know fischertechnik is flexible, but this, right, how to do that? Tire wrap hopefully solves it. Well, that's the disappointment that I don't have a tire wrap that is long enough. So I am stuck for now with this unstable situation. And the problem that I was attempted to do, which is fixing the yaw. Well, you understand that has to be delayed by this construction, which I tried to reconstruct but failed to do so. What next? Well, apart from getting some tire wraps to fix that, let me attempt to run it anyway, although this won't work, not just like that, and see if this works anyway. Holding the motor while it turns is something I don't like to, but and now the whole point is that even the delay doesn't work. So that is a failure. What to do next? I'm not quite sure. So I round it up. Yeah, so you can see that even nice thought of reconstructions are failing, can fail. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you like. Always appreciate it. You can also follow me on Twitter. If so, please retweet, like and leave a comment. You can also follow me on Instagram. Please like and leave a comment, and you can also watch short videos on Instagram TV. You can also show your appreciation by donating. More information on donating on my website and at the start of the video, and you can also choose to become a patron and have your name mentioned as support or co-producer or whatever, and have your name mentioned then on my website or on my website as well as with my videos, depending on the pledge you make. For more information, see my website to become a patron. And this of course going to be continued. So thanks for watching and bye bye.